All right, Kareem the Dream.
Yes,
How's it
sir.
going, man? How's your Friday
It's going
going?
great. It's going great, man. How are you?
Chilling, man. Just wanted to hop on because making some pretty good progress. What are the sales at so far today on the automated web design offer?
About like $300 today,
Yeah,
and
so far.
it's only 4 p.m. So
Hell yeah.
flat.
Um, just for background context for anyone watching, would you like to kind of give a breakdown of who you are, how this all came about, what you were doing before you and I started working together. Yeah, just like
Yeah,
give some background to any viewers.
yeah, for sure. So my name's Kareem. I'm 20 years old. It all started, all of this started with web designing. So I started designing some websites for clients, running a normal agency.
What
Um,
what kind of did you have a particular niche that you specialized in? I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
but just for clarification. Okay.
no, you're good. No, I didn't have a specific niche. I was really just like taking on any client that was coming my way because they were kind of scarce. I wasn't getting many clients. I wasn't having like a any constant like flow lead. So I was always like running after clients, which was really a big pain for me. Uh, so one day I just came across one of Vince's ads, and it was talking about selling 100 websites a day, and and it just like I at first, like when I came across the ad, like I
Yeah,
couldn't really
I want to
believe
hear
it.
that. Like when you initially heard the the headline of the ad where it's like selling 100 websites. Like, what was your initial thought?
Yeah, no, I said like, no, ain't no way. There's
you
no
just,
way,
you just
right?
said, "Bro, you're full of shit."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I like, but
That's
it really
common. Yeah.
it worked because like it really like got me curious. So I clicked, watched the video, watched, read everything, booked the call, and yeah, here I am today, like making money like automatically in my sleep. So
Yeah, for anyone watching, that's I want to make it super clear. It's not an income claim. Not even though that is literally what is happening. Want to make it super clear. It is auto. It's funny because it literally is. And tell me if I'm wrong here.
it
It's
is.
almost like a little bit cartoonish because it's literally like a no inventory, no physical product, no cost of goods, like automatic money printer. But it's like what when it's all put together, it operates like that. But it's almost so good that you just go like, bro, what the fuck is this?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it quite literally is automatic because like today, as of today, I've done nothing on like I've done nothing at all. Haven't worked on this business, right? I'm working on
Because
another
if
like
I'm not mistaken, you're still going to school right now too, right? I
yeah,
could
I'm
have
in
sworn.
college.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in
exactly.
college
Yeah.
now. So obviously I have like a busy schedule. I'm also like in the track team, so I have a lot of things to do. And today I've done nothing, and like sales came in, and it's only 4 p.m. and like, I'm at like $300 made. So it pretty much is automatic. Like I've built it once. Obviously, I keep on optimizing it, like you know, tweaking out things. But like the heavy lifting has been done, and now like I only like I'm scaling. So it's pretty much automatic.
Yeah. So on that note, actually, I guess we could go into like kind of the experience of like building everything and kind of like any and all challenges. Because even though it's now after the build phase is done, it's like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Like full transparency, the build phase, you know, you can kind of like add in whatever you like here, but the build phase is almost like it's very mentally grueling to
Yep.
build it. If you want to like go in on that, how like that
Yeah.
part's not easy, but it gets easy.
Yeah. 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 It is. It was like the thing with it is like there's so many individual steps. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of steps to it, and it's like every day. Like I was like thinking, oh, I'll be done like next week, but like something came up, and then you
Yep.
know, and then it was always like constant like looking back, and then checking what wasn't working, building out the system, the funnel. It was a lot of like individual steps, but
Yeah.
like, and it was mentally hard because like you have to keep pushing because it's like there's always so many things to fix and all of that. But if you work on it every single day, just a little bit, like you're gonna get a lot done. And now like I did the work, and then like it's like as Vince said, it gets easier like as you do it with time. So
Yeah, that's a lot of the time why like I stress to people when they come in that when you're in the build phase, you can't get stressed out and you can't try to like how do I put it? You can't try to like cut corners and stuff
mhm,
like that because you end up like screwing it up versus just like, hey, when you accept that it's not like a long build phase. I think that's the wrong way to articulate it, but it's more along the lines of like you have to there's just like you said, and that's what I've heard over and over and over from people inside. It's like there's just every single individual step is easy. There's just so many of them,
exactly.
which is like, and once again, like obviously, we put a bunch of stuff together to like templatize the process and give context at each step, but it's still like the reason that these things work is because they are complicated.
Yep.
Like at the end of the day, like for you to have a good offer that also doesn't screw customers over,
Yep.
and how do I put this? Good offer that doesn't screw customers over, automatically acquires customers, no cost of goods, no shipping, no inventory management.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like things that we're trying to like not deal with, which means that the complexity increases.
Right.
So it's like the build time is long because it's like a long-term endeavor. It's not like one of those like, oh yeah, make a little bit of money in, you know, in like a week. It's like, no, it's going to be like even for people that are experienced, it's very common for me to see that like, yeah, it still takes even like people that have been in marketing and internet marketing for like years, it'll still take them like weeks.
Right.
But my what I see for people like in your case, for example, where it's like you've done like you've collected money on the internet before from
Yep.
strangers. However, doing it in this automated of a fashion, it still is like 30 to 60-day
Yep.
build. Obviously, it's not like I feel like we're overselling how hard it is. I wouldn't say it's like it's easy, not simple.
Yep.
I think that's a good
Like,
way of putting it.
yeah, and honestly, um, like I did it within like what 60 days, I
I think
believe. Like
if I
everything.
remember correctly, you launched on like days like exactly day 60 from
Yeah,
when you like started up.
and like when I started, I didn't know anything about like what like all I was doing before was just build websites. Like that was it. I was just building websites, like cold calling like clients, emailing. That was it. I never like created an actual funnel. Never ran actual ads. Like never did like most of the things I did. I never actually did it like before, and it still took me only like 60 days. Which
Yeah,
like if we
it's
look at
kind
the
of
big
funny because
picture,
when you look at it big picture like that of like most people have like never ran ads before, never set up an actual like direct to checkout funnel before. Funnily enough about that, a lot of people think low ticket is easier than high ticket. High ticket is actually easier.
yep,
Like direct to checkout offers, there needs to be so many more things in place because you can't like manage someone's objections on a sales call like you can with high ticket. That's why like
right,
uh, when I was doing a lot more high ticket stuff in the past, it's easier to close like a $5,000 sale than it is to close or than it is to like convert $50 like purchasers on the front end. Not
yeah,
okay. It's achievable, but the amount of detail work that has to go in and like little things you need to take care of to make that
yeah,
happen consistently. So it's like it's not hard. There's just a lot of steps is all.
yep, exactly.
Now, in terms of how do I put this? What would you say was I guess almost like a limiting belief you had about it. It could be anything, paid advertising, just online business in general, funnels. It doesn't matter what it is. What would you say is like the biggest mental block you had about something that was just like, oh, like after going through everything and like us working together, you were like, oh, that was actually a lot easier than I made it out to be.
Honestly, like um paid like ads in general was always like a big fear of mine. I thought it was so complex, like
It's
setting up the
not.
whole like
Yeah.
setting up like the whole ads manager, setting up your Meta account. Like I thought it was like such a big task, but it's honestly so simple. It's so easy,
You
and
know what's funny
especially
about it? That I don't mean to cut you off, but
yeah,
the funny thing I hear from everyone is that they think that the place that they're going to have to spend the most amount of time is dealing with ads.
yeah,
Ads
it's
take
not
up genuinely like 3 to 4% of your time in
facts.
this whole thing. It's like
That's true.
hardly anything.
I mean, since launching, I've like it might have took me like what 20 to 25 minutes, like just like creating creatives,
Yeah.
and ever since I haven't even touched them. Like they're still running to till now, and I'm still getting sales every day from these exact same like ads that I've
Yep.
like launched. So yeah,
Yeah, dude. It's so funny, dude. Like there's just so many misconceptions like that where people think ads are complicated, but in reality, I'll put it this way: like you don't have to work hard at all on advertising if you just simply have a good offer.
right,
Like advertising becomes incredibly easy when the offer is just like low friction, it makes sense, and it's just a good offer. It's just it's that simple. Like it's not
right,
really that difficult. I think a lot of people like I feel like a lot of people spend so much time and make advertise like oh my god, like make it all complicated and stuff when it's like I think the solution is probably just to make a better product because then the advertising just becomes like a joke.
yeah.
It's actually
That's right.
easier to do that.
Yeah,
Now, on the note of actually like making products and whatnot, it's funny because you actually like whenever on any of my own like website offers and everything, I've always ran them with like 8 to 10 site templates being offered. You're only running it with 3,
yep.
which is like actually like on say like a percentage basis out of curiosity, where would you say you put the most amount of time? Like what part of the whole like machine was it? The site templates? Was it the funnel ads? Um Back end tech setup? What would you say is like the part that was the most that took the most time?
I would say in my case it was the back end tech setup because I run like a
Yeah, in your case, it
yeah
was a little bit more
yeah
of a just because the niche we're going after. For context, we're in Cream operates in the like the auto niche, like automotive websites, and we in his case there was like a little bit more extra like tech setup where we had to integrate like a whole nother software and stuff like
yeah
that. So yours was kind of a unique case, but
yeah
yeah, I could
exactly.
see that.
But if it wasn't like for this back end system, I would say um, honestly like everything was pretty equal. But maybe like because building out the templates to me wasn't like because obviously I was a web designer before,
Yeah,
so it wasn't much work, and I did it like really nicely and pretty quickly. So again, the whole process took only about like 2 months for everything. So I can't really like describe you like tell you one thing that really like took me so much time. But if it was one thing, obviously it would be the back end system in my case. But other than that, like everything was just flowing naturally. So yeah,
yeah, it's weird because like how do I put it? What's funny about it is that the baseline idea of like the whole thing in general is so simple
yeah,
because like like the baseline principle is like yeah just sell website templates at scale, but when you get into like the blood and guts of how to do it, once again it's not like it's hard. it's like it's like if every single step of the process it requires like an hour of context to
Yep.
understand how to do each step properly, and then the whole thing can work.
Yep.
It's weird. I'm sure like before you came in, you probably thought like this sounds so simple that like it has to be almost like bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's like it's because it's simple in like the overarching concept, but in application, it's like, oh, okay, there's like layers. If you want to go
Yep.
into that at all.
Yeah, yeah. You actually like it's not just like doing, it's like once you start doing something, you have to like actually think and like you can't just like start executing right away. You have to think, you have to like resolve problems like
Exactly.
as long yeah. So so once you're going, you cannot just like, oh okay, it's this. No. Like you might come like across a problem, then you have to think, you have to fix it, then you can continue. So this is what like adds some time to the whole like tasks.
That's actually it's funny that you bring up that thing. One of the most common issues, because like whenever people like send an email or something to me and they like a lot of the most common questions I get from people are along like they're thinking too tactically. Like you can tell by
Yep.
like how they ask questions that they're thinking too like they're not thinking like bigger picture enough, and they think like it's it's like a tech hack or
Yeah.
something like that that makes it work, and it's not a tech hack at all. It's actually entirely strategic that makes it
Yep.
work. But it's kind of because the everything with like the tech and the tactical stuff, that's like that's just like interlinking buttons and links and stuff like
Yep.
that. In fact, actually, one thing that is also very interesting to note is that like coding skill is not required at all for this. It helps, but like if you want to add like some cool animations and stuff to things, but this is something where it's like it doesn't require coding.
Bruh.
It's more
Like
like you have to think like 2 or 3 steps ahead with every action you take, which is why it takes longer to set up.
right. And to add to this, I personally don't know how to code like actual like codes. I use like um I use AI to code. Like for my web designs, I
Yeah.
use like AI. I use Claude.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to code, and I've built all of this. So if you're watching this and you don't know how to code, I don't either, and I've built this whole like thing without knowing how to code a single line. So yeah, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, and yeah, that whole thing about like I notice anyone that, let's say like buys our entry level, like our like low ticket program or anything, what's very interesting is that whenever someone sends in emails like asking questions every time, like you could just clearly tell when someone is thinking only tactically and they're just thinking about it. So someone asked me like a question the other day. It's like, are we sending them like HTML files? Are we sending them like what did he say? HTML files? Are we sending them like what was the word he used? I don't remember. It was something along those lines where it was like, what is it called? Like in Webflow, where it's like the
Iframe, is it?
no. It's the like theme files and stuff like that. And I was
Oh,
like, dude, you're I was like, you're thinking about this way too
okay.
hard, dude. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the tech isn't what makes it work at all. It's entirely about like the framing of each step in the marketing, the advertising, the offer.
Yeah.
It's
And
but
also to add to what you're saying, like um one thing about this is it's not overly complex. Like it's not as complex as it seems. So one thing about me is I used to overthink every single step. And Vince, you always say to me, be
yep.
dumber. Like be dumber. And this is true because I was like overthinking, and I was like over analyzing every single step, every single thing. I was asking every single like small like thing that didn't really matter. And like honestly, like yeah, you told me to be dumber, and this is what works. Like this is why I'm on the stage I'm at right now, because like I was able to execute faster and just fix like like along the way when like something pops up. So it's really not
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that and that's actually it's funny that you mentioned that because anytime you're working on a type of offer or something that's like a direct to checkout where it's like there's no like sales call or like speaking to the customer directly before purchase, because that is the case, your head gets into a space where you think you need to like hyper optimize every detail
Yeah.
when it's like not really. Like it needs to be clear. Like and that's another thing actually that we can get into another topic too. This is gonna anyone that's watching this that's like a web designer is gonna kind of like shit their pants, and you probably had the exact same thing. When once you run these, you realize that like pretty web design doesn't actually correlate to sales at all. In fact,
True.
you know, let's be honest here, like the general like sales funnel design and everything that we use for these is not actually particularly attractive.
Right. Like, bro, my personal like sales page right now is so like it's almost ugly.
Literally, that's and it's funny
It
because
is ugly.
there's some people that will email in and be like that after like so let's say buying our like low ticket stuff and they're not like in one on one, they'll literally be like dude, there's no way this works, and I was like, brother, that is based off exactly what I use myself, and
Yep.
it and I've literally done split tests. I don't know if I ever told you, like my first one that I did in the fitness niche. I did a split test where I actually like I just paid like another developer to just like come in and like add some animations and stuff, different kinds of fonts, and like it was like it's significantly prettier. And what's hilarious is
Yep.
that the prettier version had like a 1.5% lower conversion rate than like the ugly
Yep.
version that almost looks like it's like the visual equivalent of nails on a chalkboard. But and the reason that works is because like ugly pages, you focus more on the copy, like the
Right.
viewer does. But
Yep.
when you have animations and stuff like that, and this is where I think a lot of like web designers almost need to like come to terms with like reality for a second of just like don't be wrong for I think for like depending on the type of company, it does change. But it's like if we're just running an offer, like if this is a small business, meaning like any company that's basically under like 10 or $20 million a year, the website should be ugly.
Right.
Straight up. Like
And yeah, and it's crazy because like obviously I design websites like premium looking sites,
mhm,
and I would never like design something like this for my own like for clients or myself or whatever. But
it
like it's just
works.
what
You can't
works. It
argue with it.
works. Yeah. So
That's the thing is that like it's almost like I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like it's when you look at it and like when you're launching it, you're almost like feel gross launching it. But the thing is that it's like intentionally done that way because it's just clear. Like
yeah,
the offer is clear. That's why it
mhm,
works. And like
exactly.
I don't know off the top of your head or off the top of my head what your conversion rate is right now, on average
Um,
on your sales page and like the front end. But I know with mine, dude, I average like minimum 3% at scale,
Yeah,
and it
it
looks
should,
ugly as hell.
yeah, yeah. I think last time I checked it was like around four, like 3 or 4% as well.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And you look at the page, and at first you'd be like, bro, there's no way. But yeah, it does.
yeah, it's crazy.
On that note, in terms of, oh, I have a good question. What you felt like you had misconceptions you felt like you had before coming in? And it could be about anything, like something that you thought was a certain way, but you ended up figuring out like, oh, it's actually like a lot simpler.
One thing was like I didn't believe there would be constant demand for my like templates
Yeah.
for whatever niche like you're gonna be in. I didn't believe like I'm gonna have like this many sales every day for like this much time. I didn't believe there was gonna be demand. But the crazy thing is like as soon as I launched, I started getting my first sale, and then later on, two, three, and then I've actually had like my my best day yet, and this is like 10 day 10 day from launching, and I've had like my first like $1,800 day. So
Yeah.
This really like yeah, this really like made me think because at the start I didn't think like I would ever make this much money from like automated templates like that we sell for like $20.
It's
But
funny that you bring that up. I was talking to one of my buddies that that occasionally helps me with my own funnel designs, just because like sometimes I just don't have the time to like do it all myself. Even though I like to, I just unfortunately don't have the time to.
yeah,
Him and I were talking, and we were talking about this where there's this weird implicit. This happens a lot of the time in niches where someone is. I almost refer to it as like they're in the transition phase from beginner to solopreneur, kind of in that little like pocket right there, where whatever you see about your space, you see like a lot of like competitors doing stuff, right?
yep,
Or like, other people posting about it and so on.
yeah,
And you think, just from like the few people that you see, you think that there's like competition or like oversaturation.
yeah,
The funniest thing that happens is that, and it's like a weird like maturity thing that occurs where you realize, like, first of all, the scale of the internet is so much more than people possibly realize. Because like
yeah,
let's say just in North America alone, like, because for you're in Canada and I'm in the States, like
yep,
there's 380 million people in just North America, not including the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. That's
yep,
like what, another 150, 200 million people, I think, roughly
yep,
around there. Or not including Europe, like proper, but like UK, it's like 60, 65 million. Australia is like 30 million. So it's like 100 and change.
yeah,
And our brains actually can't truly conceptualize that. We think we can, but we don't actually like understand how many actual fucking people that
yeah,
is.
yeah,
And the numbers get crazy when you start like realizing, like, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think like just in the States alone, there's like over 10 million millionaires, which is
yeah.
crazy
It's
to think about.
crazy.
Like, you don't
It's
think it's
crazy.
that many. Actually, I'm going to double verify that. How many mil, oh, sorry, millionaires are there in the United States? Oh, I'm sorry. I was undercoding. There's over 24 million millionaires in just the
Yeah,
States alone, not even including Canada. So, like, that's a really good example of like the amount of, obviously, we're not saying like, millionaires are, they're just like going around buying our like website templates. It's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, even just like normal things that you wouldn't consider, there's like a lot more money and demand for stuff like this than a lot of people in our space even
yeah,
remotely recognize.
right.
Like, you wouldn't think like, dude, website templates, like, what? But
Yeah,
and well, and here's the thing too, and I think this is what clears it up more and clarifies why there is demand, is that it's not just about the website templates. It's like everything that goes along with it to actually
yep,
make it a fully fledged offer. Because if it was just like just a website template alone, congratulations, no conversions. But
right.
actually, speaking of that, in terms of the offer and whatnot, what would you say is when it comes to like how offers work in general, like what how did you think offers and stuff worked before and after actually like having your own thing that runs properly?
Offers as in like general offers or
Yeah, like like, for example, like on the sales page, we have like the bullet stack, right? Of like
yep.
everything, and like how to actually like make an offer
Hmm.
that like just converts consistently. What was kind of your like, like, I guess you'd say, like,
Oh, okay.
like, how did you think
Yep.
offers worked beforehand, of like how to frame and like package an
Mhm.
offer to get it to convert versus after?
Um, at first I thought like creating an offer would be like really going to like the specifics and technicals of like the whole offer and how we do it, like exactly what you're gonna do. But actually, what I've learned with Vince and this whole like journey is that it's like for example, my sales page is like a lot of like a bit dummy like ways of like explaining like
Yep.
what like it's like a bit cheesy. Like it's a bit of
Yep.
cheesy text, like cheesy ways to like word what you want to say. It's really not about going to like the technical stuff and like the specifics. And it's more about like positioning and then how you frame like what you're like what they're gonna get. It's more of like a like you don't like I'm not necessarily selling a template. I'm more of selling like a like a, a specific
I almost
like
frame it as almost like a startup kit
yeah,
sometimes.
exactly. Like it's almost like they're buying a feeling like finally starting something, finally like owning something, right? It's like not
Yep.
just a template. It's like more like it's bigger. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like you are expediting the amount of progress they are making in just like one
yep,
purchase across, and you know, that's where the whole like layer zero thing comes in, where it's like you're, I think what you said earlier very like hits it very well, where you mentioned like, yeah, it's not about like the features and the technicals, which is once again in our space of like web designers and web developers,
yep,
because that's all they see. This is weird, where like web designers and web developers a lot of the time don't recognize the bubble that they are in, and they don't realize that like when they're looking at different softwares or stuff like that, and those softwares talk about like, oh, this type of hosting, or like it has
yeah,
these types of like file capabilities, or whatever it may be, that's like so in the weeds that your average business owner, and like your average business owner that you just like take off the street and ask them about this stuff, they'd be like, I don't know what that is. Like,
right.
you know, is the site gonna like tell people about my products better? Like that's, they don't give a shit, like a single fuck about
Facts.
any of like the technical stuff.
Yeah,
That's like only specialists care about that, not business owners and people that are like actually, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Like you said, like that thing about like the cheesy copy too. It's like, what's funny is that cheesy copy, because you know, like car dealerships, like especially like used car dealerships, it's like they have like ugly yellow banners and stuff
yeah,
like that to catch attention.
yep,
What's funny is that, going back to the thing we were saying earlier about like ugly websites and whatnot, it's like it's about optimizing for clarity and communicating the value prop as efficiently as possible, not just like, okay, well, here's how many pages are going to come on your website. Like, no
yeah.
one cares about that.
Facts,
It's not, it does, that matters actually like less than zero.
facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Um,
like
Good.
yeah, I was thinking like it was I was gonna be like in overly specifics and details, but it's really like it's quite simple. It's like just go like yes, it's like just don't overthink it, basically.
Yeah. On that note of like not going like off the deep end and like features and tech stuff, if you remember from the like the internal materials and whatnot, that example I give of like, you have to talk like you are like in all sales copy, ads, everything, you literally have to speak, not saying like speak literally, but you have to write as if you are trying to communicate the offer to a Starbucks barista. Like if a Starbucks barista couldn't look at this and understand what's going on based on like your sales page and ads, you're still too technical.
Yep,
Um, yeah, there's just like so many little, and that's like one example of like, that's one mental hurdle that has to be jumped
yep,
out of like several in order to like make it all work. But
yep,
that's just normal anyway for like anything marketing and sales related.
yeah.
In terms of, ooh, this is a good one. We kind of hit on it a little already, but like when I say limiting belief and like a big overcoming you had, it's not even just like business related, but more like, I don't know, like I guess a good question is like, how did you change as a person going through this? And it doesn't have to be like, it could be about anything, like psychologically, just, I don't know, any like bigger picture than just like business, basically.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, it was pretty much like the whole like because we've talked about how like obviously the building phase was a bit hard, it was like you have to try again and fix stuff. It was just it just made me more like trust the process. Like it really like one thing I had to like keep telling myself is just trust the process, because like this works, it's gonna work. It's just like I had to really like trust the process and stay disciplined and just work a bit on it every day, and every day is just like it compounds, right? Like you fix one thing and then the other day you fix another, and then it just like everything just flows, and then it's just like about trusting the process. And yeah, I think that's it. It's just like it made me really like stay disciplined and just like not necessarily like have like instant gratification. Like it just delayed it, but now like gratification is every day, like on my
Exactly,
stripe.
bro.
So yeah.
It's really weird where like this is like a huge difference. And how do I explain this? What I've noticed, because I've done several of these myself, I've helped several people like launch them, obviously, including yourself. And what's very interesting is that the kind of people that I see that are successful with it, like I remember, like you didn't ask this, which was like a very good sign. Whenever someone asked me, like, how quickly, like, will I start making sales, or like, how
Mhm.
quickly will I start, like, making money, anything like that, I'm just like, dude, you're already thinking about this so wrong. Are you there?
I think you're cutting, bro. um,
Kareem, are you there?
okay, you here?
Oh, there we go. Okay, it cut
Cool.
out for some reason. Like
Yeah,
it, yeah, like it completely froze.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
what I was saying is that like I noticed that the people that are successful are in like when it comes to this are the people that literally look at it as like they're thinking longer term.
Yep.
Like I noticed that people that go like or that ask the question like, well, how quickly can I start generating sales? It's like, dude, you're already coming at this from an entirely different angle. That obviously
Yep.
it's not like that doesn't matter, but it's like if that is the focus, if you're only focused on the outcome, you're and you're only thinking about the outputs, you're really gonna struggle with the inputs.
Yep.
Like
Because
those people, good.
because I think like coming into this, you shouldn't like think of it as like a quick like money, like couple sales a day and then that's it. It's just like you should think of it as like building an actual business, and it is like it's a business at the end of the day. So like it requires building, it requires like thinking. So it's not like a get money rich, like get rich quick like scheme. It's like more of like you're building an actual business, but like the upside is so big, so huge. Like once
Yeah,
it
because it's so
works, it's like
scaled.
yeah, exactly.
A really good to the designer I was talking to yesterday. I think this is this matter or this is really relevant. We were talking about how when you do like high ticket web design as like the main business model, a
Yep.
really good way of explaining is that that is essentially like not short-term gratification, but you're performing all the same steps manually each time just so you can get money in the door faster versus like, dude, chill out, spend 30 to 45 days building something that is like you're automating the same steps that occur
Yep.
and you're productizing the typical process, reduce prices, launch it direct to checkout sales funnel with just some, and tell me if I'm wrong here, some pretty basic image ads and video ads
Yep.
that like are literally like take very little time and effort to make,
Yeah.
and you end up yeah you're actually making it scalable and detaching revenue from your time.
Yep.
And or oh, I thought you were gonna add to that.
The what?
To like the just that like whole thing about
Oh, sorry.
like like slowing down to go faster.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like talking about ads, right? Or
Well, I mean, like the whole like the process as a whole, like what we were just talking about in the build phase, where it's like
okay.
it's it's like intentionally it's like slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I know I hit on that a couple times in
Yeah.
like all the material and everything of just like you have to slow down to go faster.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, bro. I actually like it was like one reason was really like mentally hard on me because originally I thought it would actually be fast, right? I would get like I would join, I would just like start building out my offer, my templates, and then as soon as my templates are like up, like I can just launch, right? But no, this actually took like a little bit more time. So I had to like just slow down and just actually like um really go over every single step, make sure every single step was really like really nicely made. Because one thing I told myself is like technically I have to do this only once, right? I only have
Yep.
to build this once, and then once it's done, it's done. Like I'm obviously I'm gonna have to keep on optimizing along the way, fixing things, making it better, right, to make more money. But actually like it quite literally is built one time, and then like this is what really like kept me going and motivated because obviously it was a bit hard, but like since I went slow and then really made sure like every step was like made correctly. um yeah, it's like just really trust the process. It's really about trusting the process. And yeah, it's why like today it's working so well. And yeah, still getting sales every day, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's just like these offers are like such a weird journey because you actually have to have so much. And it's weird too because like in the grand scheme of things, it's like it takes, you know, if you're busting your ass a month, especially like because in my case, like I obviously like when I every time I've done one of these, like I did it without like any outside like help or strategy or anything. And each time I was able to just like rip it, no problem. And in like 3 to 4 weeks, but for people that even like I walk through and like give templates to and walk everything through, walk through all the steps. Sorry, I'm getting text right now. It's very interesting that it requires a lot of like patience and like conviction and that it's going to work. And what's funny is
Yeah.
that I personally don't think I've ever had a single person where like the offer didn't work like within the first 24 hours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's weird where it's like every person that has made it to that point has never like faltered. It's like
Yep.
getting there that's just like a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Not even really a pain. It's just like a lot of steps is all. It just requires patience and like you can't,
Yeah.
you know, if you go so long without any sort of like validation out from outside that like, oh, people want to give you money for this, you'll accidentally get in your head. But it's
Yep.
like in order to do it properly, because the reason I have people like at least build an MVP of the fulfillment first is because the second that you start getting conversions, you are not going to want to turn it off at all. Like you're just
Yeah.
like, no, there's no way I'm turning off this automatic
Yeah.
money turner. So it's like that's
Yeah.
why I tell people like have the websites ready so that it's not you don't have to like, oh fuck, I have to like turn it off now.
And yeah, yeah, and to add to this, like, we went over the offer together, right? The auto.
Hmm.
And I asked you like, should I just test it out? Like just test out like without, having my checkout optimized, without having actual like the actual templates, like everything ready to deliver. And you told me no, like you have a really good feeling about this.
Yep.
Just like build out, like just do all the steps, just do it, build it. And you were right. Like as soon as I launched, like started like second day, I believe I made like 300, like $240 in sales. So
Yeah, dude.
yeah, it
It's
was just like, yeah,
it's just it's like a weird ride to see it happen because it's like what I found is that because of this whole thing of like requiring so much patience, it ends up in a situation where like the people that the people that achieve success with it are the people that deserve it every time. That's a really good way of
Yep.
putting it, is like the people that actually have like the stomach. And I'm making it sound like it's like some crazy thing here, but it's really not. It's just like you just have to be patient for like 45 days or so. That's for myself. Every time I've launched one, it's taken me, 3 to 4 weeks on average. However, I find, some just for a litany of reasons, I found that people that I work with on average it takes them about 45 to 60 days. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like it is what it is. But it's like
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, only not even 2 months
Yeah.
of effort, not even 2 months of effort to start something that literally craps out money
Right.
every day without your direct input.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
another
really.
thing to mention here is that, like, bro, you don't even have upsells in your funnel yet, and you're running at
Yeah.
like on average like a 2 to 3 ROAS.
Yep.
But for those who don't know what that is, that means return on ad spend. And when we put in your upsell, we scale up the ads a little bit. It's going to literally just be like auto, like
Yeah.
consistent auto 1K plus days. And when we get you on like
Yep.
TikTok ads and stuff too, it's like, it's weird where
Oh
it's
yeah.
like when you do the whole thing, and tell me if I'm wrong here, it's more effort, time, and thinking than you thought when coming in the door. But once you launch, you understand why though, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense why it was as long as it was, because
Yep.
there's just like a lot of little variables to solve.
Yep. And also, I think like we demonize a bit the whole like process of like building out, right?
Yeah,
We demonize it, but it's also like it can also be like seen as a good thing because like when we think about it, since it's a bit complex and everything, it lowers your competition so much. And and
exactly.
and also like think about it, it's 2025. Most people like have really really bad attention spans and then can't stick to something
Yep.
and work on it every day, right? So if you just like put your mind to it and have a bit of conviction and in the grand scheme of things 2 months is nothing to build something like this huge. So this really puts you at like a huge advantage since it's a bit complex 'cause, like most people like they have no discipline. So
That's
uh,
you bring
yeah.
up a very good point, and that is one of the, I think, the advantages of this model is that because it is like, because there's like a baseline of thinking and attention span that's required for each part of the machine to be done properly. Your moat with the, like, I'm going to be honest, like, if you look, say this, it's you 3 months ago, and you looked at your offer right now from the outside, would you even have a fucking clue how it works?
I would-
Exactly. You'd be like, what? You'd be
yeah.
like how the thing about these offers that's crazy is that from the outside you look at it and you go like, how is this even possible?
Yeah.
And that's why the offers work, is because it's like the reason it's automated. There's act like it's almost like profit margins are a function of difficulty, and a
Yep.
lot of people don't want to accept that fact. That's literally what it is. Profit margins are a function of difficulty.
Yep.
And yeah, that's literally what, like, yeah, how much money you make is a function of the how much difficulty you had to go through, essentially.
Yep.
And if you really in the grand scheme of things, say like, let's just say you didn't even like put an additional effort from here on out, you literally just let it cook, and that's just right here all it did. $300 a day by 365, 2 months of work for literally an extra 110 grand a year auto spawning without you managing it is like, I don't know a single person on the planet that wouldn't take that. I
Yeah.
literally do not know a single one, except
Right.
people that make over 1 million a year already. So
It's crazy when you think about it this way, but it's real. Like it's true, bro. So
yeah, that, I
yeah.
think that demand thing is, I think the biggest like limiting belief though, to like, kind of like start to tie this call off, is that that demand limiting belief is one that screws up a lot of people. And I'm really
Yeah.
glad you brought that up, because it's sometimes I forget that too, that people are going like what? like I can like get 10 customers a day on this, and it's like yeah, you know how many like billions of hours per day people spend on the internet? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. There, like, I think a really funny example of this is that when you think about how big some like weird industries are, and as like a reference point, like for example, there's kind of like some really weird arcane story, but there's a guy that runs like a it's kind of like it's a info course offer on like how to properly like grow and like take care of your bonsai tree, and he makes multi six figures a year profit off that offer,
Yeah. No.
right? And like there, and when you think about like there's people that have like offers about how to do like how to play guitar properly, stuff like that, like you don't think about, but it's like there's there's so many people. Like that's the thing that people
Yeah.
don't think about. It's like there's so many people. Like whatever, if you can think of an offer, obviously like within reason, like there's going to be demand
Oh
that
yeah.
that is going to want to pick it up.
For sure. Yep. Especially with if I get your guidance as well, you can really advise me on what you think is gonna work. So it's like your guidance also helps me like maybe not like not waste as much time as I would have if I would have tested like random niches, right? So like your guidance helps me like like because like my niche, you helped me like basically build it out, right? You chose it, you picked it. I just went
Mm.
like I just executed, and yeah, so that's it.
Yeah. On that note, actually, like kind of like coming towards the end here, what if you were to give a you know give advice to someone else jumping in, not only into like program and whatnot, but just like doing this in general and going through the process, if you essentially if you were to talk to yourself 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago, about what just to try to like save yourself time and save yourself stress and just like get results faster, what would that be?
Like as if someone is about like is on the verge of joining, or like someone who's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
joining.
just a general like if you were to give advice to anyone, like for example, guy I interviewed earlier this week, Satyam, also Canadian, by the way, funny enough. Um, he uh he was saying like basically like just chill out and trust the process.
I mean, honestly, that's basically what I would say is like, because this is what I would have told myself like just before joining. It's just a matter of trusting the process. It literally is just stay disciplined. And honestly, if you're like on the verge of joining, like hesitating, just do it, because like this can quite literally change your life. Because right now, mine's like, it's changing like as we speak. Getting like I'm making money like automatically in my sleep. So it's just really a matter of like trusting the process and like just yeah, just do it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's very interesting how like just it's crazy to think about that, like, yeah, just not even 2 months of like focused effort can literally permanently change the direction of your life. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And also one thing I noticed with this is um like when I look back, like 2 months isn't it really isn't much at all.
No, it's
But
not.
like I feel like I've done so much in those 2 months. Like I've learned so many things, bro. I've learned so many things I never did before. And it's like every day you're getting a bit done, but like when you look back at the whole month, like the whole past month, like you've done so much. So yeah, it's just like time goes by like fast when you're in this, but like when you look back, it's like, oh, it's only been 2 months. Like 2 months ago, I wasn't even like didn't know anything about any of this. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just, yeah, it's a weird thing where it's like, tell me if this makes sense. The last 2 months have probably felt like your it feels like you've lived more time
yeah,
because you're being introduced to so many new subjects in such a short period of time that like it feels like time dilated. But in reality,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, 2 months ago, I was like, it's like you, if you like, you were to have a conversation with yourself 2 months ago, and like the conversation was about like internet marketing and just like things along those lines in general, you'd make you 2 months ago look like an idiot.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy because I still remember like 2 months ago, exactly like a bit more than 2 months ago, but like right before starting, I was just coming back from the restaurant, and this is when like I came across the ad, and like that version of me 2 months ago would never believe that like in just 2 months I've actually like built a whole like product from nothing, launched it, and like now I'm getting sales every day. So like it's crazy how like when I was building, like time was going by slowly because like as you said, I was
Yes.
learning so many things. But when I look back, bro, it's like 2 months is nothing. Like it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's really nothing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just, it's so crazy how that works, dude. Like with all this, like, like internet money, internet marketing stuff in general, where it's like, yeah, the days feel slow,
yeah,
but the progress made over months is exponential,
yep. It's crazy.
which is a very weird feeling to have because I feel like that, dude, every day, but every day I feel like it's like every day feels like 8 years long, and I'm like
Yeah,
having to like slog through stuff, but it's like that's because you're doing like how do I put, if you think about like why people give other people money for like products and services, you literally pay other people to do things you don't want to do. That's
yep,
why I said that thing earlier. Like profit margins are a function of difficulty. Like people don't want to do a lot of like the tech setup or like setting up websites properly, stuff like that. So if you can create an automated system that sets all that up for a particular niche, you just dominate.
yep.
And you
That's
just
it.
like you have to do the things that no one else wants to do, and that's where profit margins literally come from. That's,
Yep.
like people that run dog poop cleaning, like, like dog poop businesses actually make money. I don't know if you knew that. Like they actually like do make, because it's all like subscription revenue, and like people just don't want to fucking do that. But
Yeah.
it's like, and you just suck it up for 2 seconds, and you're just like, oh wait, like, you know long story short, this entire call boils down to, become a dog poop millionaire, but for websites.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But yeah, man. Any other pieces of advice on, you know, like that you'd give to someone else that is considering joining?
Um, I think I've said it all. Honestly, it's like really just about like just do it, just join it, and like just trust the process, do the work, because like you won't believe it till you see it. It's like this is what I do. Like I didn't believe it until I see it, and I see it every day now. Like
Yeah.
so it's really about just like really you have to have conviction. I like one thing with me is that I really had conviction in this. Like I truly believed that like at first I didn't, right, like at first like I thought like, oh,
No, yeah, yeah. To
how
be
am I,
fair, that's also partially my fault
yeah,
for just like basically going like, yeah. So I actually sell 100 new customers a day, and you just go like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Like, so it's partially
yeah,
my fault that it almost looks a little bit like, bro, there's no way. But
but yeah, it just happens. Like it just you do the work and then it happens. So um yeah, that's pretty much it.
hell yeah, dude. Well, yeah. Thank you for taking the time out to just like,
Of course.
share some of the learnings that you personally experienced and everything. It was a really good conversation.
Yep.
Um, yeah. For those watching that are considering joining, I will leave a link in the description. I will also leave Kareem's link to his Instagram in the description as well. Um, yeah, dude.
Yep.
I think we pretty much got everything.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah, bro. So all right, brother.